got it all. That's right, I got it all. I got it all. It's all in my book bag, not one thing missing. Brand new notebook, packing number 2 pencils. Jumbo eraser for when I make a mistake. And my sharpener, just in case my pencil ever break. Gotta be prepared when
We are here live in studio at Bravery Studios, the new home of the Mindminx show. And I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Jason Fitness, located in Fairfield, New Jersey. I am a Jason Fitness athlete, so check them out. I think that's all the homework that we have. So let's get into it.
Shout out to them.
So the great music that you got to hear at the very beginning opening of the show was by my guest, Oskii. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Really happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm super glad that we were able to finally get this going. I've known you for over a year now, and we got to meet as part of a really great project. We got to be in a play called Shadow Kids.
Yep.
And we actually have a quick, I don't even know, like a promo, I guess, that they created
I would say promo,
for
yeah.
it. So if Steve,
with all the
if you
cast.
could, with the whole cast up there. So if you could play that for us. Arts Association, where we actually did the table read.
Okay.
Go.
And she mentioned it to me, and I, half jokingly said,
It all feels brand new again. Like a pig
She's like,
you haven't worn
that,
fresh out the
so
box.
I
Time to
did.
break them in. They gon' take you
And,
through a
like,
journey though. How far you get depend on how committed you is.
And how did you get
Yeah, I was about to
involved?
say, I'll make mine real quick. Just being an artist, I knew that I had to go out more, just go outside and network more. So I happened to go to a place that was doing that was, what you call it? Just live performance. You can just go up and just perform. Like an open mic type of vibe. It was a bar up in this area somewhere. I forget where it was at. And, just connecting with other artists there, people, I connect with a few people before I left, and, one of them gave me a call probably 2 weeks, later,
Really?
hey, I have someone that's looking for, people to join this play they trying to put together, so it's very important to be stepping out, to be networking with people. You never know who you might meet, who you might come across, what opportunities you might, get. So that's how I got into it. And I was like, I sat on it for a while.
Did you
Because I'm
really?
like, because I never done anything like a play, but I was really motivated and inspired to try it, knowing that I'm an artist. So I'm like, let me give it a shot. So that's how I got it.
Well, we actually, hello to everyone who is joining in the live stream. We actually got maybe a handful of rehearsals together, and they weren't even in person. They were all via Zoom.
Yeah.
That was
and we never met.
We never
None of us
met.
never met. We just was committed to working
Learning,
on getting
yeah.
it done.
Yeah. I have to agree that yours was super difficult. And I was actually thinking about this on the ride here to the studio tonight, where the lines that I had. So the play was originally written as, just a play.
Yeah.
It was now musically adapted. So while it wasn't, we weren't singing, it wasn't a musical per se, but there was a lot of lyrically inclined
very
script. So it was in time, you had to, do
on
it
point
in a
with
certain
the music
right.
and with rhythm.
Exactly. So my lines, I felt, weren't as difficult as yours. And you had significantly more lines. So this was based on a true story about children in the foster care system, but in the late 60s, early 70s, right?
Yeah.
And you played the role. Do you remember what?
It was the
one of the people who kind of.
My role was two. It was two
Oh, you had
different
2 roles.
Yeah, the role was it was the director of the
Foster
facility,
care house,
of the foster care house, and then he was also
The doctor.
a
Weren't you
doctor. Yep,
Yeah.
a doctor. So my role definitely was the hardest. I'm like, man, like you say, it was lyrically inclined, and the words, the vocabulary was really, really you know,
It was up there.
yeah, it was up there. And you know, and I had a battle with it. You know, like you said, the first few times meeting up on live, I was like, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? But, you know, being such just a motivated, you know, artist and just like wanting so much more. And it actually did like get me excited, you know, for something new. Cause it was still in my field of like music but it was like stage play different. So that was on the back of my mind. And I'm like, wow, my role is really the hardest.
It was super tough. And I remember, so his name is Rap Poet.
Shout out to him, man.
Yeah,
great writer. He wrote the entire musical, you know, adding the musical component to the play.
And at that point, we had done, I believe, the first 2 acts of the play.
Yes.
So the first 2 acts of the play had already been adapted. I remember he kept saying to you whenever you would like stumble, because lyrically it was super difficult. And I remember him saying, he's like, no, it's okay. That's like part of it.
And a lot of that made me comfortable too.
Yeah.
A lot of that made me comfortable, you know, and I took it in because he's an artist himself.
Yeah.
And just hearing that just gave me the confirmation, you know, it's okay. You might not know like some of these words and getting the rhythm. Own it. Own it. Definitely.
Especially for your character, because your character is supposed to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like super dick.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was.
But we, you know, I remember we did that, the table read for that. It went off swimmingly well. They received the funding that they were needed to finish adapting it. Yeah. And unfortunately, life happened and it's been put on a back burner. But I do know that it's still on a back burner. But
it's great to hear that, because I tell you, me having the most difficult role, I thought after that table reading we did live, I thought they was like, scratch Oskii.
No. So
I
that's not what I heard.
Scratch him off.
What I heard though, well, so I don't know if you remember, but I played one of the foster kids. Now, if you think about it, foster kids usually age out. So, like, my characters at the oldest could possibly be 19. I'm significantly older than that. So, for the table read, it was fine. But we were now going to be acting this out on stage. And I was offered the part of, I believe it was the social worker. So, because the woman who was the social worker was not going to be able to.
So it had to be
forward.
some changes.
Yeah, so they offered me the
wow.
Yeah, so
no, I tell you, just to like, you know, I really loved it. I loved it. Like, it was motivating for me, and I was shocked that I did that well when we was live.
Yeah. I think it helps when we're in front of the audience.
Yeah, because you know, I be on stage myself, so like I said, I kind of kept my, you know, composure and my faith, knowing that you be on stage all the time. You know, this ain't nothing. You got people there, and just first time we reading it out and just go do it. And afterwards, I was actually shocked myself at how well I felt like I got it off. And I'm like, yeah, that was dope. I liked it.
Do you feel that because, you know, you're used to being on stage, but it's for your own work that you've created, do you felt like there was a difference between, you know, being on stage performing your own work versus being on stage performing someone else's work?
A little difference. I guess maybe I would have like a different answer if we was like further into like acting it out and happen to be in, you know, play a position and things of, you know, of that nature. But just doing that set that we did, nah, I felt comfortable. Yeah. I felt good. Yeah. I'm glad that you updated me on that, because I'm like, I know we gonna talk about it. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like, no phone calls or nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I'm that person. I like to you know, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, you got to.
You know, I have stuff happening. Want to make sure I don't, you know.
Yeah, I was still studying after that. I'm like, let me just keep reading, keep studying.
Yeah,
that's a really great opportunity. I hope, you know, it can come full circle with us and we make it happen. I'll definitely be in for it.
It'll be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Oskii, before Oskii. Who are you before you became the artist?
Before Oskii became the artist, I was just a young man, you know, passionate about basketball. I played, you know, sports coming up in middle school and high school. But, you know, still knowing still aware, still aware of me having like a deeper purpose. You know, like I was all, even at a young age, I was always like serious. You know, like all my surroundings, my family. Omar is just very strict. He's serious. So, you know, before music, I was, you know, very passionate about basketball. Like I told you, I grew up going to church up the street from where I live.
Okay.
You know, just having like a different alternative. So that kind of shaped me into a lot of who I am now. I was a real laid back, you know, high schooler, just laid back family man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
30.
Okay, so you're still a kid. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but
Yeah. No, I take it. 31 next month.
Okay.
June. So yeah, I'm just, you know, Omar is very just laid back, loving man. That's just very passionate, you know, about family. Yeah.
And you said you grew up in Newark?
Mm-hmm. I grew up in the Ironbound section of Newark.
Okay.
High Court Projects, to be specific, deep in Ironbound. You familiar with the Ironbound?
I am a little bit, yes.
Yeah. Like Ferry Street.
Ferry Street, yeah.
Down that way. That's where I grew up at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you end up there? How did your family end up there?
Well, my family, my mom and her brothers and sisters, my grandmother, they lived in 7th Avenue in Newark. That's like in North Newark.
Mm-hmm.
And
I grew up on Summer Ave.
yeah, so a lot of my family grew up on that side of town before going down
you
to
said
the
you're Puerto
Ironbound.
Rican.
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican.
I couldn't believe when you said that. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I could believe
if
it.
I tell you what I'm about to say next, you definitely ain't gonna believe it. I can't speak Spanish.
Oh, I can't either. I tell everybody I'm Puerto Rican.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Hashtag Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah, but yeah. So from North Newark, my family went down to the Ironbound section.
Really?
And I grew up there.
Okay.
Ever since.
Well, they always said that Ironbound had the best school. So if you were going to move to Newark, move to
I would say definitely.
Do you think it was quieter there?
Yeah, you know, I always say, and this is my personal opinion, I feel like the Ironbound section is the safest ward in Newark.
Okay.
You know, because it's just like, it's very, how can I say it? It's a very mix of people down there. And I just feel like, it's, you know, me personally, I just feel like when I walk the streets, it's just like, you have like a different level of respect, like, you know, for your elders down there. Like I said, it's a mixed crowd. You know, you got blacks, you got Spanish, you got the Portuguese, and it's just like, you know, I always tell people I feel like the Ironbound section is the, you know, safest. It's dangerous everywhere. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
the Ironbound is dangerous, but it's a lot more safer than a few other areas in Newark. So yeah, I feel it's definitely a lot different.
Considering where you could have ended up and how your life could have been, that's
big time. You know, I wasn't perfect. I got into trouble being outside, you know, finding myself, but I always knew, like, that's not you. You know, that's not you.
Do you think that's your generation? Because we were talking earlier about a mutual friend that we have in common who is a huge proponent for reforming the youth. Yes.
It definitely is common. You know, we grow up in these circumstances, man, and you can easily get pulled. You know, I give that example all the time. Like, you can just get pulled so quick because there's no guidance there. There's no other, you know, outlets. There's no other, you know, there's nothing else positive. We just swallowed them by, you know, the darkness of just the negativity. And you can easily get pulled. Sure. You know, that's why shout out to Kid Problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, who I've met, who I've connected with. Happy that I have met, seeing somebody, knowing that there's people out there that's, you know, pushing for a different cause for our people.
Pushing hard. He
Man. He ain't just talking. He's about it.
There, yeah.
He's about it. And like, you know, the moment we connected, and when I heard his story, I'm like, yeah, I gotta bring him on my platform, bring him into, you know, what I'm doing with the schools. And first time we met, I told him, I said, yo, like in 2 weeks, it was probably like a month. I said, yo, I got some shows coming up on my tour. I want you to come on in, man. And that's nothing for me, because it's like he said, it's important for the youth and the kids to see, you know, two guys that look alike come from the same place, is like working together, doing it together, you know, making a difference.
It's not just one.
It's not just one. So
you guys aren't an oddity.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
So let's talk about this tour. Let's talk about the book bag tour.
Mm-hmm.
What is the premise behind that?
The book bag tour is a hip hop music ministry.
Wait, say that again.
A hip hop music ministry.
Okay.
Yeah, and this tour is really special, man. You know, it goes back to our conversation about, you know, coming from a certain environment and not having, you know, no other outlets or motivation, just seeing something different, you know, and like growing up myself, getting into trouble, getting in situations, you know, like, and being inspired to like make music really made me think like, yo, I gotta make something for the kids. And it started off with the book bag song.
Okay.
The one that all you guys heard, just a little snippet. And it started off with that song. And it just magically just started being put together, like the whole tour, you know? So once I made that song, I was like, how can I get this message to the youth? So I automatically thought of going to the schools.
Okay.
So, you know, not knowing nothing, not having any information, any knowledge of, you know, how to do business with the school system.
Okay.
You know, my first thought was to go up the street to where you graduated at.
Okay.
You know, talk to the staff,
There you go.
just let them know what you got going on and see what happens from there. And shockingly, I was like invited to basically come into the school and perform the song. And, you know, I'm really like reflecting on this, because this was back, I made the book bag song in 2017.
Wow.
So think about it. You know, I started making music in 2011. Wow. You know, started forming my music group with my partners that I went to school with, like after I graduated in 2012. So, you know, this started back then.
Wow.
And
so this isn't just yesterday.
No, this isn't just yesterday. This is a journey. Even me getting back to it right now. So, you know, the book bag tour started in 2017, and my first performance was at my middle school that I graduated at.
That's amazing.
So think about it. That school is in my community where I grew up at. All the kids, they know me. They from my projects, and they seeing me in their school. You know, that was just big, and like, even at the time, I don't think I was really processing the impact of like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like,
how could you? If we're talking in that long ago.
Yeah.
How could you?
But, you know, I was in a moment, and I just knew what I was doing was right. And, you know, along the way, I was just finding out everything I needed to know to go about actually doing real business with the school district.
Okay.
You know, so like after that show, me and my team, we sat back like, yo, what just happened? Like, like this is like something special. And me being an artist, like it motivated me and pushed me to really like get creative and recognize that, all right, you got an audience here. Like you're in control of this.
Right.
What else you gonna do with it? You know, besides this, that one song is amazing. So that song is what, you know, birthed the book bag tour. And like I said, like it's a lot that go into this, man. Like, you know, I'm the executive, like I'm the head honcho for, you know, taking care of the business behind the book bag tour, happen to send out emails, happen to make phone calls to the principals, you know, talking to multiple staff members to try to get a meeting, to let them know what I got going on. Sure. So, you know, me and my partner, you know, we would be out in the rain. I'll tell you this one funny story. We went to this one school, right? You know, we would have our proposals ready, and we would go into the schools with no meeting scheduled or nothing, just going into the main office like, hey, we here to speak to the principal. You know, we have this program we'd like to bring into the school. We had this one principal who had checked us. We traveled to this school in the rain, got out our cars, walking blocks. So we walk into the school drenched from the rain. Mm-hmm. She like, what's going on? We cool now. You know, I won't say her name. We cool now. She like, what y'all doing? I'm like, listen, we got this program, da 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 da. So she reading our proposal. She scratching out words. Oh, you got this wrong. You got this wrong. And we like, man, Like, you know, us knowing we got something great, we here, you know, to let you know what we got going on. And she kind of like shot us down. Like, you know, we left. But that didn't stop us.
Okay.
You know, this is all new for us. We just was hungry kids coming from, you know, where we come from, just knowing we got something special to get the kids, man.
Okay.
So we was just going out there with no fear, you know, hoping to get a meeting with a principal. You know, they like, so when we left that school, her not knowing, I personally knew the superintendent for the school district.
Okay.
So I had a meeting with him the next week. And me and my partner be like, yo, man, we went to this one school, they shot us down. Hey, what? Called the principal right there and there. Called the principal of that school who shot us down. It was like, yeah, you had my boys come over there. You know, they got this going on, this and this and that. They like, oh, really? Next 2 weeks, we got booked for that school. That's just a quick story, just taking you through the journey. But, you know, the Book Bag song was the start of the Book Bag tour. And the more and more shows we would get, the more I would become inspired to like speak on different topics.
Okay.
So now this is an actual full recording project.
Okay.
You know, I have about 3 more songs to do. And yeah, we have a real live concert. Okay. Think about you going to your favorite artist concert. Mm-hmm. We designed a hip hop concert that's about motivating the youth on how important education is. Okay. And we speak, like, the songs is many different topics, you know. I have a song called First Day of School, and it's explaining in detail, you know, the struggle and the challenge of not wanting to get up in the morning, you know, happen to get up and get ready and happen to worry about, you know, bullies, happen to worry about homework, happen to worry about testing. So like, and like, again, at the time of me creating this, it was just like coming to me. Okay. It was just coming to me along the way of like figuring it out. So that's what the Book Bag tour is. And like I said, this started in 2017. You know, I kind of had like a downfall moment, you know, in my life back in 2020, I would say. So when COVID hit was when the Book Bag tour stopped. Okay. You know, because school was out and like it was like, whoa, so everything shut down for us. And like after those years, I kind of got like off track with my purpose and like my mission and everything that I was doing. You know, I was doing Uber, I left work. So let me bring you there. I know I'm going a little bit anyway. I hope you keep up with me because it's just a long journey and I'm excited to be able to talk about it right now. So, and we started the tour in 2017. By 2019, you know, we got known around the school district in Newark. And I'm like, yo, this is getting out of hand, you know, because I got a 9 to 5. A lot of our shows are scheduled in the morning. So I would have to take off of work, take a sick day. I would have to take a sick day, you know, to go do the show. And it would be days that I would switch my shift so I could make the show in the morning and then go to work in the afternoon. So, you know, I sat with myself for a long time, like, if you just really stick to doing this, you know, you're going to be okay. So I made the commitment in 2019 to leave work.
Really?
Yep.
That's a huge commitment.
Yep. I left. I cut my hours. I went part-time. You might as well say I left. You know, I kept like 2 days because I was just so committed to doing this because it was like interfering. And I'm not going to stop, you know, pursuing my dream knowing this is like working out for me. So when I left, COVID hit. Oh my God. COVID hit. So I'm like, you know, so like I'm doing Uber, I'm doing stuff like that. And it been like that for a while because I got so desperate of, you know, thinking about having to make money. So, you know, I just like kind of got off track with my purpose and like the music, you know, the music I was like making and like, you know, so I kind of lost myself. Fast forward now, I would say last year, I found myself again, you know, tapping into my spirit, tapping into God, tapping back into myself, you know, being pulled by so much. And remind you, this whole time, I haven't been in contact with schools or any of that. I kind of like, I didn't lose faith, but I was like, in the back of my mind, knowing like, this is what I got to do, this is what I want to do, but not knowing how I'm going to pick back up and get there, you know, until, like I said, last year, I started working on myself more, just tapping into locking in, you know, with God and, you know, knowing like it's going to come. you know, because I would still be like prepping and thinking about like, all right, what if this happened, you know, and just to speed things up, you know, as I started like feeling a lot better, I started making the songs I Let You Hear, Go, and a lot of those other songs.
I love Go.
Was a lot of those, you know, a lot of those messages came from me working on myself, knowing where I'm heading.
I did notice there was a lull in your Instagram over the past year. It was like kind of quiet, and then all of a sudden there was Go.
Yep.
And that's when I saw those videos pop. That's when I reached out. I was like, "Come on the show."
Yeah, and I'll take you deeper into just that title, Go. You know, it came from, you know, tapping into my spirituality and tapping into God, and like, you know, the more and more I was seeking Him and you know, just like praying and reading books, the more he was coming to me. You know, I don't know how spiritual you are. You know, I'm very spiritual.
Like, are you
man.
like go to church every?
No, I don't go
Sunday?
to church.
Okay.
No. I don't go to church. I don't go to church. Not to say that's not a good thing.
Yeah,
but,
no,
you know,
to teach
that
their own.
don't mean
Yeah.
you know you don't have a connection
Right.
with God. And you know, the more and more I was working on music, it was just like God telling me to just go. Like you got it. I got you. As much as you don't think I got you, I got you. And it was one day, the end of last year. No, not the end of last year. Like the beginning of this year, I was working on a new song at work, and it was a part, I forget the lyrics, but it was, you know, just mentioning my faith. And like when I went on my lunch break, like 5 minutes after me just writing this specific part in this song about just my faith and knowing what's gonna happen, I received a phone call from a school.
Yeah.
Remind you, I haven't spoke to a school since 2019. And I was like, wow.
See?
I was like, this is it right here.
So what I believe in,
I know I took you on a long journey.
that's okay.
Right now. It's all
That's
good.
okay, because what I believe in is that if you're a good person, the universe will pay it back. And you know, like I'll catch myself sometimes like making comments that maybe I probably shouldn't, and I'll say I'll repent later for it.
Yeah.
But I believe in karma, and I know that I'm doing right, at least in the universe's eyes, because I keep getting opportunities that normal
And
people.
that's important to remind yourself too. Like, I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm doing good in this universe.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. I'm doing a good thing in this world, and knowing that it's gonna come.
I even feel like the universe, because I feel like I am doing right by, you know, because, you know, maybe it's not the same thing as like doing good because I am a good person versus doing good because I don't want to get the repercussion.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like the universe will like give me
A sign.
yeah, but of, you know, pull back a little bit with your attitude, because but not directly something that happens to me, something that happens to someone I know, and I'll be like, oh, okay, let me.
It alerts you.
Yes, right.
Like, let me stop.
Let me stop. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, like I got some sad news that doesn't directly affect me, but it did kind of indirectly affect me. So I was like, all right, I need to reevaluate some things.
Absolutely. So yeah, man, I'm excited to be able to share that with you. Like you said, everything is meant to happen. You know, you saw that I was back. You know, back into my spirit, back into what I'm doing, and I appreciate you reaching out. You know, I gotta do this. I love it. You know, this is part of our job, and definitely to be able to share my story, to be able to promote my music, promote the book bag tour, because this is something like now, like I ain't making another mistake or getting off path with doing what I got to do with this tour. Like my vision is to really travel around the country and every school possibly, if I can.
Okay.
And get this message out to the
you're
youth.
definitely connected with the right person, at least for Newark, so thus far. And even with, because I don't know if because Kid Problem was on my show. And he was here with a woman by the name of Monica.
I watched that entire episode. I watched that episode. That was a good episode. I watched the whole thing.
Thank you.
I watched the whole thing.
Yay. At least we
That
had
was a
one
great
viewer.
episode, yeah.
Thank you. So she's actually a great connection to have, and actually the woman that was with them as well. She was running for Board of Education, so that's a great connection to have.
She also came along the show that I invited Kid Problem to.
Okay,
both of them spoke
great.
on the stage. You know.
Oh, we got to follow up and see how the elections went for that.
Yeah, good luck to them, man. That was a great episode I watched.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely connections. I love to tap in with you said her name Monica, right?
Monica, yeah.
Monica. Yeah, definitely.
Forward that. So what else do you want to talk about? So
Man.
we talk about the book bag tour.
Yeah. I got a lot of new music out right now. I definitely love for y'all to go check out. I'm uploading new songs up to my SoundCloud weekly. You know, just this project is just, you know, setting the tone for me and what I'm getting ready to do with new music and the book bag tour. So I'd love for y'all to tap into that. Hit the link in my bio, my Instagram page, and just, you know, feel the energy, feel where I'm coming from. You know, I hope that would inspire you.
Why don't we play another one, Steve? That way we can talk about
something.
what your inspiration.
Oh, I love this one.
Okay, cool.
This a great one, Steve. Shout out to Steve for playing this one. Yes, sir.
And then we'll talk about the story behind where this came from.
Shout out Clay Bands. That's my partner right there in music. Producer, engineer.
Proud to be mixed. I'm a true nigga Rican. Don't speak any Spanish, but my child will be bilingual. My mama didn't teach us. Her mama didn't teach us. Now what you got a cycle that's constantly repeating.
I can't
Results
say
of
what
that
you
curse
said.
did not stop me from achieving all that I want for mine. So I
real.
got to stop the treatment that's passed down. Can't fault my mama. I know she ain't mean it. She the sweetest superwoman. Even at her weakest, I'ma set you straight and make every day feel like a weekend. A promise that I'll take personal. For so many reasons, I no longer get emotional. Your pain is what fuels me to look at everything else in this life like it's meaningless. I gotta go, get what needs to get done now. Time is undefeated, so I make every minute count. No days waste, every single one of them critical. Take a minute to embrace. Mama's still around. Some
got 2
on
minutes?
hit, others
Okay.
might have
We gotta
fallen
wrap
out.
up in
I
2
pray that there's a
minutes.
relative, you have to hold you down.
That was
when it
good.
needed that
Okay.
emotional support, guidance for sense of direction,
All
so
right.
you don't end up lost. This world doesn't have
Y'all know
your
it's
best
kind of behind on
interests.
time, but
I'm
it's all
sorry.
good. We hope y'all love this episode. We hope y'all loving our
that was a
conversation.
great song. Yeah, that was good. We do have to wrap this up though. Unfortunately, we
Might have to tap back in for another episode.
I know part 2. We're gonna need a part 2.
We're gonna need a part 2. I'm for
And
it.
see what happened with the school stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a couple ideas for you now that I know the
I'm for
story
it.
behind
Yeah,
the book bag tour.
yeah. Let's do it.
But so really quickly, where can everybody find you on social media?
Man, y'all can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Oskiimusic, OSKIIMUSIC. Come check me out, man. Join the journey of what I'm doing. I promise you're going to love it. I love for you to share what I'm doing. It's all love, man. I'm all love, man.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show with me tonight. We're definitely going to do a part 2. We got to
got to.
finish this conversation. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us for another episode. It's going to be a brand new week, so go own it and mind your favorite minx and join us next time.
Absolutely.
Peace out, everybody.
Deuces.
Yeah. Go, 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 go. Pride's the devil. Pride can be as dangerous as deadly weapons. Pride turn many people you might know jealous. 9 times out of 10, pride might be the reason that they won't tell you. Pride will have people that's close to you working undercover, smiling in your face, but inside feel different about your people. With pride will cause trouble, cause they dealing with problems. Pride's a no life, having hating asthma. Pride prevented you from telling someone you care about you love them. Pride won't let you put that shit behind your back, yeah you suffer, can't claim you wrong. Your pride is what always taking over. Pride will kill your spirit, always have you feeling discouraged. Put your pride to the side, it won't make it no better. We all deal with the same insecurities as each other. It ain't easy getting over them, shit's gonna be a battle. Pride got the best of me at times too, I'm no one special. Pride avoid me sharing, I still make my way to work. My mom tried convincing me to find another career.